If you have questions for Coach Clifford, raise your hand. We will start with Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, talk about the job of the second unit tonight. After slow starts by the starters in both halves, they really seemed to respond and bring the energy.
Yeah, I told the guys, I thought in the first half, T. Ross saved us. He was just, again, like he's done many times, spectacular. Because to be honest, we weren't defending with either group, and his shot making was a primary reason that we were up by 2 at the halftime. And then if I was going to give a game ball, I'd give it to MCW. He was the one in the huddles on the bench, being positive like he always is. He's very much a leader on our team, but he brought the energy level and the positivity to the floor that changed the game. And he made plays at both ends of the floor. So to me tonight, he was the MVP.
Tim Reynolds, AP.
Cliff, you look great, by the way. Cliff, what are we seeing? Our offense is just ahead of the defenses because of a short camp. Is that kind of what we're seeing so far? Not just with your 3 games, but with pretty much just around the league so far. Is that kind of what you expected to a little bit?
That's what I would say. I think that, just because of the details, Tim, I think everybody similar to the bubble. I think that you can see guys are just now, again, they're just finding their stride, trying to get into rhythm, not, with their games, with their intensity, with their purpose of play. And so I think we did just like everybody else did. We just played a ton of 5-on-5, and we're just now getting into details and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see how I think offenses and defenses evolve, because the other challenge now is there's just not much time to practice. We don't have 2 days off again until February 3rd. And so we'll be able to practice some, and we'll do some shoot arounds. But again, you want to have the right energy and intensity for the game. So practice time is going to be limited. And, one of the things I feel good about with our group is we have a lot of guys back, and I think they have a good feel for where we have to get. So I don't feel like we need, a ton of practice time, but I would agree with what you said, though.
And to follow
Coach
up,
Robin. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if I can follow up real quick, I know 15, 20-point leads are nothing in this NBA, but to come back from 17 down early in the year, what does that do from a confidence standpoint? Just knowing that you guys do have the capability to dig deep when you have to. Thank you.
Yeah, no, quite. I mean, we've played 3 good fourth quarters. I mean, we could easily be 0-3 right now. We've all 3 of the games that we've played, the deciding quarter's been the fourth quarter, and so I think that it's good for how you win can build confidence, or create indecision in your group, and I think it's good to win this way.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, how much of a leadership role has MCW acquired or obtained over his tenure with your team?
He's very much a leader in our locker room. He's very verbal, and plus he's a total professional. I mean, he knows exactly what we're doing on every possession. He helps the younger guys. He talks to the older guys. But he plays the same way every night. He's all out. He brings an edge to our team that I think very few players do. So he has respect of everyone, and he handles himself well. If you ask him to play 14 minutes, you get his best for 14. If he gets 26, you get his best for 26. So you don't take many players in this league for granted, but I rarely worry about him in any phase of what we're doing.
You have a follow-up, Josh?
I do. Steve, how disappointed were you with the starts, the first and third quarters, and the general energy from your starting unit?
Yeah, and I mean, we played a tired game. There's no question about it. And again, T. Ross in the first half saved us, or we would have been down big. And then I thought, Mike brought energy for everyone with the way he played in the second half. I thought they were the key guys. I'm going to say the other guy, Gary Clark, who hadn't played yet, did a great job at both ends of the floor without watching the film. He went in the game and, he hit a big 3, but was super solid. And, that's the beauty of having a guy like him, because certainly he's good enough to be playing every night.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Eric Wilson.
Coach, appreciate the time. You kind of were reading my mind because that was my next question. Just speak to the importance of having a guy like Gary Clark in the second half and, his ability to help you guys secure this win tonight.
Oh, he had a big three. He had a huge block shot when I think we were up 1. He had another play at the rim, verticality, where he forced a pass, which could have been a layup in another situation. So, again, he's a guy who's played a lot for us, so he knows what we're doing, and the guys have really good confidence in him. And he went in tonight, and it's not easy. He hasn't played yet in the first 2 games, and he went in, he did a great job.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
If the closing job again by Markel and Vooch in the final moments there, it seems like that's been a trend in almost all 3 of the wins, that in the closing moments those guys have delivered.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Vooch had 13 in the 4th last night. Markel had huge plays. And tonight, the big baskets. Vooch hit the 3, then he had the big post up when we were down 1. And Markel had, I don't know, he must have had 6 or 8 in the last, I would say, 4 minutes that were all either to put us up 1, get us within 2, keep it at 1 possession. So, they both have made big plays in all 3 of the games.
Luke Hedrick, Spectrum Sports.
Cliff, on that thought too, with Markel, how has he been able to take that next step in terms of closing time when you need a bucket or you need someone to make a play? He seems to consistently be making that early in the season.
Yeah, and the thing about him is you can run. We're running things where there's multiple options, so it's not definitely like his play, and that's where if there's something there, he takes it, and if not, he's just such a good decision maker and smart player that he makes the right play. So, it gives you great flexibility in terms of, where we can go and what kind of action we can run late game because he's so smart and so good with the ball.
Okay, to wrap up with Coach, we'll go to Josh Robbins.
Steve, given how during your tenure here, your team has had to kind of catch up in the standings to qualify for the playoffs, how much of a nice boost or a change of pace is it to start a season 3-0?
Yeah, well, you know what? Talk to me after. I'll be honest. I think most coaches will tell you nobody really looks at the standings till like you've played 15, 20 games. This is right now. You're obviously you want to win, and having a winning record, so you don't have to do what we've had to do for 2 years is good. I agree with what you're saying, but this is a league where, as you know, Josh, it can go from good to bad or bad to good super quick. And right now we need to be focused on, getting our defense better. And tonight we weren't inside out at all. So that's going to be our focus. And we need to do better with that Tuesday in Oklahoma City.
Okay, great. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.